We're talking about the best metal albums of July, folks.
These albums are so hot, your face will melt off.
Wormed, Omegon, bring on the death metal slams, folks. After an 8-year hiatus since Krisu, Wormed reemerges with a squirmy vengeance. Like a relentless mutation, Omegon seeks you out with pinpoint accuracy and super beast slamming speed. You attempt to escape, but its technical, aggressive riffs akin to Cryptopsy on fucking Adderall with sledgehammers are relentless and just track you down. Tracks like Automaton Virtuologue showcase a brutal, punishing slam mix with some haunting melodies, while Virtual Teratogenesis blends uplifting black gaze with devastating riffing. Even when Omegon momentarily slows down, it never loses its brutal edge. Initially, this record's chaotic evolution appears kind of disjointed, but after repeated listens, I think you guys will find that it's been meticulously crafted with melodies and just great fluid storytelling. Each section, no matter how dense, becomes identifiable and captivating. Worm's fusion of brutal death metal and intricate technicality puts them alongside bands like Archspire, and they hold on to a unique sound throughout the runtime of this record.
Orden Ogan, the Order of Fear. Believe it or not, this album tapped into my inner teenager. I am a huge fan of classic power metal bands like Sonata Arctica, Blind Guardian, and Falconer. The Order of Fear is an absolute blast. It's got all those classic power metal elements, catchy melodies, epic choruses, and a healthy dose of nostalgia. But don't let that fool you. Orden Ogan brings a fresh, modern sound while staying true to the genre's roots. There's a darkness lurking beneath the surface that gives the album a unique edge. If you're a power metal fan, I think this album is going to be a must listen for you.
We don't usually talk about power metal, so it's nice that we included something.
Yeah, for all your power metal fans.
Octoploid Beyond the Aeons. Intrigued by this amazingly psychedelic album cover? Check this shit out. I immediately had to check this band out myself. Featuring members of Amorphis, Barren Earth, Manhai, and Deathmex, Octoploid delivered a surprising blend of progressive death metal, incorporating elements of surf rock, pirate metal, and yes, psychedelia. If you seek something that's familiar yet different, man, this album is absolutely for you. Beyond the Aeons channels influences like Vulture Industries and, like I said, Amorphis, Amon Amarth, and In Mourning without mimicking them. This album feels like an eldritch horror adventure, balancing moods from the adventurous Human Amaral to the introspected track Concealed Serenity. Beyond the Aeons is uniquely impressive, professional as hell, whimsical, and dynamic, and that makes Octoploid's debut a highly exciting entry into the melodic and progressive death metal scene. Check this shit out, man.
Blind Girls, An Exit Exists. This isn't your typical metal album, probably gonna get a little bit of hate in the comments, but An Exit Exists is a raw, visceral assault on the senses. It's more punk and hardcore than metal, but we talk about that stuff here. This is music that digs deep into your soul. It's a sonic representation of raw emotion delivered with a relentless intensity. Expect walls of feedback and a percussive onslaught that will leave you breathless. But buried within the chaos, there's a surprising beauty here. It's a pretty short album, clocking in at just 22 minutes, but it packs a massive punch. You'll find yourself craving more after this is over. This is just an album that demands your attention and leaves a lasting impact. Clearly, it's on our best of the month.
Nyctophobia, To the Stars! I love this band's last record, man. And when I saw that they had a follow-up, I was so eager to jump in. It really does not disappoint. To the Stars begins with an atmospheric intro that leads into classic melodeath riffing reminiscent of Insomnium and Omnium Gatherum. Their guitar players, they are able to create the most beautiful, melancholic soundscapes, and the vocalist, man, he delivers the best and most powerful snarls and roars. The album's pacing is impressive too, with those dynamic shifts on energetic tracks like Charon Gate and The Fall of Eden. Despite some minor critiques that I have about some song transitions, To the Stars is an outstanding record. It's fluid, vibrant, and its 38-minute runtime showcases fantastic performances and highly excellent production. The melancholic guitar tones and expansive soundstage are the highlights easily. It's surprising that this band remains unsigned. I don't get it, especially given the quality of their records lately. The album is a perfect example of melodic death done right. You guys gotta check this album out if you like the bands, like I said earlier.
Pia Mater, Under the Shadow of a Foreign Sun. While the term progressive death metal gets tossed around a lot, here too, we are guilty of that, Pia Mater takes the genre in a unique direction. This album feels more like progressive, blackened folk metal with a heavy dose of that Opeth influence. It's like a darker, more atmospheric version of still life era Opeth, which...
Sign me up!
Yep, we're all about that. First half of the album is a masterclass in atmosphere, with haunting growls and melancholic guitar melodies that just hook you right in. But the real standout here is the album closer, a haunting reimagining of a traditional Portuguese folk song. It's a bold move that pays off spectacularly, showcasing the band's versatility and creativity. If you're excited for Opeth, let this one warm you up. You're not gonna freaking regret it.
Achelis, House of the Black Geminus. This album is a sonic fucking assault that demands your attention. Shrouded in mystery, the band has crafted a dense, atmospheric black metal opus that is both highly horrifying and very captivating. A departure from the chaotic intensity of their previous works, this album is a monolithic wall of sound that challenges us as the listener to delve deep into its depths. The overwhelming loudness, while potentially off-putting to some people, contributes to the album's highly oppressive atmosphere, and I kind of appreciated it. While this record marks a bold evolution for the band, it's an album that absolutely rewards your patience as a listener. Beneath the layers of noise lies a complex and intricate soundscape that invites repeated listens. For those drawn to the band's enigmatic aura, this album offers a profound and highly unsettling experience. However, the extremely loud production, like I said, it might alienate some of you, but stick with it. Ultimately, this record is going to be divisive, but it is a undeniably ambitious work that solidifies the band's position as a boundary-pushing black metal band.
Forgotten Tomb, Night Floating. Forgotten Tomb delivers a masterclass in melodic black death doom with night floating. Perfect blend of Wayfarer's atmosphere in Counting Hours intensity, with a touch of old school black metal, just for good measure. Guitar work, absolutely stellar, with epic riffs and solos, epic riffs and solos that will just leave you breathless. There's even a surprising dungeon synth track that adds a nice little layer of extra dungeon depth. This album is a total joyride of the darker side of metal. It's engaging, fun, and clearly, it's worth your time.
Krallice Inorganic writes, "This is another bold, boundary-pushing exploration of the black metal sound. This band's fusion of black metal and progressive electronica is both jarring to me and highly exhilarating. The drumming on this album is easily the backbone and the highlight, seamlessly transitioning between chaotic intensity and subtle electronic rhythms. Colin Marston's synthesizers and Mick Barr's bass create otherworldly atmospheres on this record. While many black metal bands kind of seem to copy one another instead of finding their own sound in this subgenre, Krallice have experimented and found their sweet spot of something truly special and unique. This album is a living fucking organism, dude. Evolving, mutating throughout its runtime. While the extended electronic passages are undeniably captivating, I occasionally did wish at times that the band would just explode into their black metal core a little bit more. But nonetheless, this album is an amazing example of Krallice's innovative spirit, pushing the boundaries of black metal into, some might say, uncharted territory. This is music for those who crave the unexpected, and it's absolutely a sonic journey that rewards repeated listens.
Van Held, Atropos Doctrina. All right, guys, this is probably one of my more unique picks here. Prepare to have your mind obliterated. Atropos Doctrina is not your typical OSDM album. This isn't the black and white cookie cutter death metal that you're used to. It's more like a monstrous, beautiful creature emerging from the depths of the unknown. Think of it as a horrifyingly beautiful kaiju-sized moth bursting from its cocoon. It starts off familiar, but it quickly evolves into something truly mind-bending. This album is a fearless exploration of death metal, pushing boundaries, defying expectations. If you're ready to have your perceptions shattered of death metal, dive into the Atribus Doctrina.
What were your favorite metal records in July? Leave them down in the comments below. Thumbs up the video, really helps us out.
We got merch. If you like what we're doing here, we appreciate you so much. You can buy some of this stuff. You listen to our 15-minute long death metal album. It's a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun making it.
Go with the gods, Forge Mates. The worm is embedding in your skull.